Virtually anything I could say here is going to be some sort of fatuous soundbite. In terms of sort of my expertise and what I've spent years studying in my lab, I am so much better at understanding why not controlling stress does in your brain and body than understanding how to avoid the whole thing. But nonetheless, from what people know about it is, again, within certain parameters, more of a sense of control, predictability, outlet, all of those. One thing that's clear is if you got a choice among all of those sort of classic building blocks of stress management, probably the best one you can go for is get yourself social support. Social support, which is not meeting somebody on Tinder. Social support, the sort of support you get from a slowly emerging, relationship. Nothing does this in when it turns out that someone who we thought we were close to actually just turned out to be a not very reliable acquaintance. So social support is hugely important. Constantly go through this virtually useless sort of soundbite of saying, what am I so frazzled about right now in this moment? Would this make any sense whatsoever to a hippo? Would this make any sense to any other mammal out there who secretes stress hormones because there's a physical crisis right now? No. Everything that I'm doing right now is in my head. That could work to some extent if in your head is, I've got to do this abstract thing of paying rent tomorrow and I don't have the money for it. No degree of hippoology is going to solve you with that because there's a reality. But again, if you've got the privilege of middle or upper class neurotic sources of psychological stress, remembering that they would make no sense to any other animal out there is helpful. I would say that in a larger sense, and particularly for the sort of educated, insightful folks who would be interested in something like this, and is a commonality, as you say, is a lot of ambition. Work really hard at the beginning to get a clear sense of just what you're willing to give up for that ambition and if it's going to seem worth it. And that's a hard one, but sort of in my world of dealing with incredibly gifted, Stanford students with trajectories of success ahead of them, and the sky's the limit and all of that, just getting a sense of what you're willing to give up and what it's going to cost for what version of a good outcome and a successful life. Just really think that through.